One of the things that many people are looking for in their e-learning content is the ability to create custom analytics, the ability to track and aggregate data within your scenario that is not covered by the standard analytics provided by your system. With SCORM, this isn't even possible. And traditionally with XAPI, this would require you to write custom XAPI statements in JavaScript and then write custom reporting to view the data. Definitely not something that most people want to do. So let's take a look at our office safety example. We get analytics on score, completion, what people are clicking on, and what they answer. What else would we like to know about how our scenario is being used? No, we spend a lot of time creating the intro audio, but we do allow people to skip it. So let's see how many people are skipping it. Maybe we don't even need to do that. And we allow the student to freely navigate through the scenario. It would be good to see where they are navigating to first. And while we're checking that, we should see what question they're answering first as well, because there are questions in the main room and in the other rooms, but the ones in the main room are not in the forefront. So what we'll do is create variables for each of these. I created one for first scene entered, set its initial value to none, first question answered, set its value to none, and skipped intro and set its value to false. Then we set these values at the appropriate time. So for instance, this is the area that if you click on, will stop the intro. And so in addition to all of the other actions that go on there, we modify the variable skipped intro and we set it to true. So if they haven't skipped the intro, it'll be false. If they have, it'll be true. You can use any variable, any text, or any number you want in there to track. Again, when we want to check to see where the user navigated first, we use the navigation links in the main room, and then we modify the value first scene entered, and we set it to the name of the room that they've entered, in this case, kitchen. We put a condition on that. We only do it if the first scene entered is equal to none, which means we'll only set it one time. That way we'll know which one they went into first. We do the same sort of thing for the question. When you first answer a question, you set it to which question is being answered first. Okay, let's see what this gives us in our analytics. We'll go back to the dashboard, we'll click on the Analytics tab, and then we'll look at that office safety example down here. We always get our standard. We get the pass, fail, completion status, who attempted, who's not completed. We get our experience timeline, leaderboard by both score and time spent, and then a breakdown by scene of all the interactions and all the questions within the scenario. But now we also get a variable section. So this is the aggregate across the course of all of those variables that we've created. So we know most people entered the kitchen first, but there were a few others that entered other areas. We know as far as questions answered, we know that it's a question in the kitchen that was answered first, but there are several other answers that were given. As far as skipping intro, it looks like just 2 people skipped the intro, so it's still a good idea to have that intro in there. We've even tracked other things. I had a tracking on restarted scenario to see who restarted the scenario. A few people went through and took a few times. And of course, you get your standard variables. You get score. We had score broken down by pass, fail, but now you get broken down by score itself, because score is a standard variable within CenarioVR. And platform. You can actually see if they've taken it on the web or in VR, so you'll know how your students are consuming your content. And if you go to an individual student, you can click on that individual student and see how that student did in that course. And you'll get all of the variables for that particular student here as well. So you'll see exactly what that student did and what his variables were set as. So you can imagine there are now infinite things you can track and report on within a scenario, all by simply creating and tracking custom variables.